Albanese time's up. Time to go. Critics slam Anthony Albanese, says he's spending more time abroad than fixing economy. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, often referred to as Albo, is facing increasing scrutiny over his overseas trips. Critics argue that he is spending too much time abroad instead of addressing the pressing cost of living crisis at home. A recent report reveals that nearly half of Australians are struggling economically, with many skipping meals and finding it difficult to pay their rent. This raises significant questions about Albanese's priorities as the nation grapples with economic hardship. While some commentators have criticized Albanese for his international engagements, others defend the necessity of these trips. They argue that representing Australia on the global stage is crucial, particularly in light of significant diplomatic meetings with world leaders, including the Chinese president and the British Prime Minister. Supporters believe that his presence at these important forums is vital for advancing Australia's national interests. However, the perception that Albanese is neglecting domestic issues could pose a political risk. With the government facing mounting pressure due to the rising cost of living, critics argue that the Prime Minister's frequent absences may detract from his administration's ability to tackle these challenges effectively. The concern is that while Albanese is engaging internationally, his government may appear disconnected from the realities faced by everyday Australians. Political analyst Michael Kroger has pointed out that while he does not criticize Albanese for his trips abroad, the implications of his absence are significant. Kroger suggests that the Prime Minister is the most influential member of the Labor cabinet, and his absence could hinder the effectiveness of his team. A weak domestic response to pressing issues, coupled with a perception of aloofness, can contribute to declining public support. Despite these challenges, some believe that Albanese still has the potential to turn things around. Supporters argue that he remains a likable figure who understands struggle, having grown up in a single-bedroom flat with an impoverished mother. His personal background resonates with many Australians, who appreciate his authenticity and ability to relate to their difficulties. This connection to the electorate is seen as a critical asset as he navigates the current political landscape. However, the question remains, can Albanese replicate past successes in the face of declining poll numbers? Critics draw comparisons with previous leaders who faced similar struggles, noting that historical precedents suggest a difficult road ahead. Figures like Malcolm Fraser and John Howard have shown that turning around public opinion can be elusive, even for seasoned politicians. As the political climate shifts, Albanese must not only address the immediate economic concerns but also manage the perception of his leadership. The challenge lies in balancing international representation with a strong domestic presence. As the cost of living crisis continues to impact Australians, the Prime Minister's ability to demonstrate empathy and effectiveness will be crucial in maintaining public support. In summary, while Albanese's international engagements are important for Australia's standing in the world, the growing perception of neglecting domestic issues poses a potential threat to his leadership. Understanding struggle is not just about personal experience, it's about translating that understanding into effective governance. As the next election approaches, how Albanese responds to these challenges will determine not only his political future but also the fate of the Labor government. The coming months will be critical as he seeks to shift public perception and address the urgent needs of the Australian people.